this is quite, I don't know, for me it's complicated. It says parentheses negative 10 times 4 plus 19 plus 7 times 2 parentheses plus negative 5 times 4 minus 9 times 2 minus 10.
Okay, I need the last part of that again. So you said
Okay.
plus negative 5
times 4 minus 9 times 2 minus 10.
Okay.
That's
And it was a plus. Okay, let me read it to you one more time.
Okay.
So parentheses, negative 10 times 4
yes,
plus 19
yes,
plus 7 times 2, end
Right.
parentheses.
yep,
And then plus, do I start parentheses again?
yes,
Oh, okay. I didn't do that. Okay, so plus negative 5 times 4. Oh, wait, hang on. Lost it. Okay, negative 5 times 4 minus 9 times 2 minus 10,
yes.
end parentheses.
End parentheses, yep.
I got you.
This sounds like a PEMDAS problem.
It's a
which
PEMDAS
Oh,
I
problem.
believe the acronym is Pink Elephants Make Dandy Applesauce. We talked about last
Yeah,
week.
pink elephants make dandy applesauce. That is the truth. So let's talk about those pink elephants that make dandy applesauce. I'll write that over here just to refresh our memory. Now, I'll go over this relatively quickly, but PEMDAS, you may have more commonly heard this as, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, but we've decided here on the show that that's boring, and we have better mnemonic phrases. Is that what it's called? Mnemonic
Yeah.
phrases for it? Yeah. So either way, the letters stand for the order that we're supposed to do our operations. P means that we are supposed to hit anything inside of parentheses first, which, well, in this case we've got a lot of parentheses here. From there, then we need to do any operations with exponents. Those are, for example, powers, or also radicals, these square root signs. Those also fall under the exponent category. M and D stand for multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction stand for addition and subtraction. Now, common thing, and I've mentioned this before, is multiplication and division and addition subtraction go at the same time, meaning the way that we know which to do first is from left to right. So if I have multiplication and division in a problem, I'm going to just do them from left to right. Doesn't necessarily mean multiplication always goes first. Same with addition and subtraction. So we're going to follow our order of operations, and I'll show you also how we might show our work that might make this a bit organized, because we've got a lot going on. And the more you have going on, the more likely you are to make mistakes. Doesn't even matter how good you are at math. Just the more steps you have, the more chances you have to make mistakes. So we want to make sure we keep this organized. So we're going to start inside of our parentheses, and as I mentioned, it might be best to go left to right. So we have two sets of parentheses. I'm going to start in the one on the left. Now, within that, I need to follow the rest of my order of operations. First, I check for exponents. No exponents here, no powers, we're good to go. Let's go on to the next step. Then we have multiplication or division. We do that from left to right. You might notice that we have two sets of multiplication, and so we would want to do these two sets of multiplication from left to right. So make sure the one on the left gets done first, everything gets rewritten, and then the one on the right gets done. So I'm going to leave my parentheses here. I'm going to start with this negative 10 times 4. It's going to give me negative 40. This plus 19, I didn't do anything with, so I'm going to leave it there. And then I have plus 7 times 2, which is 14, so plus 14. And I'm going to rewrite everything else just to make sure that I am staying organized and I don't forget anything. All right. Then, so we hit our multiplication division. We got that in our first parentheses. Now we're going to do addition subtraction, and that's going to also go from left to right. So we'll start with this first set of addition here, and we'll do the negative 40 plus 19, which is going to give us negative 21 plus 14. And then again, just rewrite everything else. Now it might seem annoying to rewrite everything else, but honestly, it's worth it because it keeps you organized and it keeps you from making mistakes. Really, really does. Then we can finally finish this in this parentheses, we have the negative 21 plus the 14, and that's going to give us negative 7. And because we've done everything inside of our parentheses and there's no operations being applied to that, we can drop our parentheses at this point. And again, I'm going to rewrite everything else. May seem redundant, but it's worth it. And then we'll do the same process in our other set of parentheses. So we're going to hit our multiplication from left to right first. So I'll start with this negative 5 times 4. I'm going to rewrite my 7 and then do my negative 5 times 4, which is negative 20, minus 9 times 2, negative 10. I still, you may notice, have another multiplication problem in here. So I'm going to think of this minus sign as a negative. And so I have negative 9 times 2. So I've got 7 again, rewriting. Negative 20, rewriting. And then negative 9 times 2 is going to give me negative 18. So I'm going to call that a minus 18. So if I add negative 18, it's the same thing as subtracting it. I'm going to say minus 10. So we're done with our multiplication and division. Now we've got to hit our addition subtraction. And this is a long one, so we're going to have to scroll down here. So we'll do subtraction from left to right. I've got this negative 20 minus negative 18. Still rewriting my negative 7. And we get negative 38 minus 10. And then just finishing out what's in the parentheses here, I've got, lost my pen. I've got my 7, negative 7, I'm rewriting, and then negative 38 minus 10, so that's going to give me negative 48. And then now, as you can kind of see, it's started very, very lengthy, and we're simplifying it, meaning we're taking it down smaller, smaller, smaller. We only have one last operation to do, and that means that it is the addition, and it's going to be negative 55. My gosh, hang on. Sorry, trying to do two things at once. Negative 55. So that big, large expression, mathematical expression we started with, we just used our PEMDAS, our order of operations. We use that to help us kind of cut it down and simplify it into just one little number, negative 55. Ta-da.